Hey everyone! So today we're doing something a little bit different. This isn't just a review, it's really more of a love letter. We are diving deep into a masterpiece, Beverly Jenkins' Indigo, a story that's so powerful, so resonant, it honestly feels less like fiction and more like a piece of history about love and liberation that's been brought back to life. Let's get into it. Right from the jump, the book hits you with this haunting verse from Frances E. Watkins, and it just perfectly sets the stage. This tells you everything you need to know. This isn't a story that just happens alongside history. No, this is a story that is born from its highest, most life or death stakes. Every single choice, every touch, every word, it's all weighed against the crushing reality of slavery.
So that brings us to the world these characters are living in. A world where the line between safety and absolute peril is thinner than a whisper.
So this book came out back in 1996, and let me tell you, Indigo was a game changer. It's a cornerstone of historical romance written by the absolute legend Beverly Jenkins. And it's a book that does so much more than just tell a love story. It reclaims a vital part of Black history and puts Black love and Black joy right at the very center of the narrative of resistance. We find ourselves in Whitaker, Michigan, in the year 1858. And the setting? It's absolutely crucial. Whitaker isn't just some random town. It's a sanctuary. It's a vital station on the Underground Railroad. And really, it's a beacon of hope in a nation that was literally tearing itself apart over the so-called right to own another human being. You have to understand, the Underground Railroad was a lifeline, but it was an incredibly perilous one. Because of the fugitive slave law, even if you made it to a free state, your freedom was never, ever guaranteed. Slave catchers were this constant, brutal threat, and every single person involved, whether they were a conductor or a passenger, was risking everything they had. And right at the heart of this incredibly dangerous world, we meet our heroine, a woman named Hester Wyatt. Hester is, well, she's the soul of this sanctuary in Whitaker. She's not some flashy hero. Her strength is quiet, it's profound, and it is absolutely unwavering. As a conductor, she moves with this steadfast purpose that just doesn't betray the immense danger she's in every single day. She is the anchor in the storm. This quote right here just brilliantly sums up her entire philosophy. When someone calls her out on her own humble living conditions, her response is just so simple and profound. I can hardly do the work I do without some sacrifice. For Hester, sacrifice isn't a burden. It's just a necessary part of the mission. It's the price of freedom. Not just for others, but for her own soul too. So Hester's world is this carefully constructed, principled place, until it's completely turned upside down when a legend, battered and broken, unexpectedly lands in her care. His name is Galen Vachon, but most people only know him by his formidable reputation, the Black Daniel. He's practically a myth, a ghost who spirits people to freedom. And he's charming, he's worldly, and somehow he carries the immense weight of his dangerous work with a surprising, almost defiant lightness. And here we go. This is the core of his worldview. In the face of just unimaginable darkness, Galen insists on finding the light. And this philosophy, as you can imagine, puts him in direct and often very funny conflict with the always practical, always serious Hester. So what happens when this immovable object meets this unstoppable force? Well, you get a love story for the ages, one that's literally forged in the very fire of the fight for freedom. I mean, their first interactions are just pure sparks. Hester's trying to tend to Galen's wounds, and he's just sullen and demanding. But she gives as good as she gets. This simple little exchange shows you everything. His wry wit, her completely no-nonsense attitude, and that undeniable chemistry that is just crackling between them from moment one. But it gets deep, fast. It quickly moves beyond that witty banter. They see something in each other, a shared, bone-deep commitment to the cause. He sees her incredible strength, she sees his resolve, and they become true partners in the struggle. This moment, it is just so profoundly tender. Galen notices that the tip of Hester's finger is missing. It's a mark her own mother gave her when she was a baby, hoping it would make her identifiable if they were ever separated by slavery. And when he asks so softly, what happened here? He's not just asking about a scar. He's asking to see her history, to understand the pain she carries. It's beautiful. And that right there is the crucial point of the whole novel. Their love isn't a distraction from the horrors all around them. It's the antidote. It becomes a source of healing and strength,
and it actually makes them even more formidable in their fight for liberation.
So, after immersing ourselves in this incredible, incredible world, what's the final takeaway? What's the verdict? The final lesson of Indigo is this: to choose love, to choose joy, to choose tenderness in a system that is designed to strip you of your very humanity. That is the most profound act of resistance there is. Hester and Galen's love isn't just personal, it's a political statement. So, what did we love? Oh man, where to even begin? The historical detail is so rich and meticulous, it just makes the world feel completely real. Hester is an unforgettable heroine, defined by her keepability and her integrity. The chemistry between her and Galen is so smart and just electric. And most importantly, this is a story that centers Black love and Black joy as the ultimate form of rebellion. For its masterful storytelling, its historical importance, and its beautiful, defiant heart, our final grade for Indigo is a resounding 9.5 out of 10. This book is absolutely essential reading. Okay, so if Hester and Galen's story captured your imagination like it did ours, you might be wondering where you can continue the journey. Well, first, you should absolutely dive into more of Beverly Jenkins' incredible work. Vivid is a great one, and it actually introduces an early version of Galen's character. Then, for a different, more surreal and haunting look at the same time period, you have to read Colson Whitehead's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Underground Railroad. It's a must-read. In the end, Indigo is this beautiful reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope, love, and the fight for freedom will always, always endure. For more explainers on the stories that define and shape our world, make sure you follow and subscribe. Thanks for watching.